So let's go for a tour. Altair in Irvine, California. Let's get started. So here we are. We are going into the guard-gated community of Altair.
62 Claudius. We made it through. They bought it.
They bought it. And we are in Irvine, California. I'm saying this for the YouTube algorithm. You probably already know this. And you may occasionally see our daughter behind us. We didn't have a chance to do our video over the week. So yeah. Yes, so now we're in Altair. Did you want to give a little description about this? So we are in the Great Park Village of Irvine. So this is one of the few areas in Orange County where you can still get new construction. Very rare to be centrally located and to get new construction. So this is actually just a part of the Great Park Village. It's its own guard-gated community called Altair. Do you want to give your spiel?
Yeah, obviously we'll just get a quick little description of Altair. So what's cool about this place is that I would say that year builds, just so you know, this isn't like new construction, but for Orange County it's pretty new. So you have properties that were built like between, I would say about 2017 and 2020, give or take. And you have homes kind of various different sizes. Honestly, they range anywhere from like 3 bedrooms to 6 bedrooms, like less than 3,000 square feet to almost 7,000 square feet. So pretty big homes as a general whole. And again, beautiful community. People really like it because it's guard gated. Again, we get a lot of people that are asked specifically about guard gated newer communities. So this is one of the few in Orange County that you get that. And again, it's a beautiful area. Actually, location wise, it's pretty close to, again, the Irvine Spectrum and also the Great Park itself. So you're close to, again, the 5 freeway. So it's not too far off the 5 freeway. We just actually got off the 5 freeway. It's I would say about 10 minutes or so, give or take, from the 5 freeway. So it's pretty easy to get in and out.
So before we continue, let's just introduce ourselves. My name is Courtney Dezad.
And I'm Sean Dezad.
And we are licensed real estate agents here in the state of California.
And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the orange bubble. I love the incredible weather. I can't wait to move out here now. But the problem is that I'm not local. I may be out of state and maybe even out of the country. So I don't know what to do. And I totally get that. That's why you want to reach out to us so we can have that conversation, really find out specifically what you're looking for and really dial it in so we could be your boots on the ground. We could do virtual tours of the properties that may fit within your criteria or anything else that we could do to really make this experience as efficient as possible for you. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, remember that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country. And we did just want to introduce the newest member of our team. Her name is Lynn Caldwell, and she does speak Mandarin. If anyone out there prefers to speak in that language, here's Lynn. She's just going to do a quick introduction.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Lynn Caldwell， 我是南加州地产经纪。如果你有需要买卖房子在城县 Orange County， 那现在请您拨打屏幕上面的电话号码，或者发短信给我们。
So that's one of the things that people really like about the Great Park. And when I said it was new construction, because there are areas of the Great Park that actually have new construction. And we do have a video showing, actual new construction that is happening. But yeah, the Great Park is very centrally located. That is a big reason why people really like it. Obviously it's right next to the Spectrum, which not only is an entertainment hub, but it's also a big hub of business. Irvine is the business hub of Orange County. Obviously, there's other big business hubs. There's Newport and Anaheim, but they're not as big as Irvine. So, just the central location and being in this business hub is a huge reason why people like the Great Park area.
Yeah, and then I would say a lot of the neighborhoods in the Great Park area aren't necessarily gated, so this is
for sure
one of the few that is. And with that, not only do you get the 24-hour security, of course, but then also what you have is just a ton of amenities here. I mean, I don't know if you want to rattle off some of the things that it has, but it has like a junior Olympic pool. It's got, parks within here. It's got just a lot of trails. It's got a lot of just nice aspects of just being within this little pocket, within your little enclave.
Yeah, it has like parks, volleyball area, tennis courts,
clubhouse.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that people really like about Irvine is all of the amenities that you're getting.
Yeah.
And then did you want to talk about like the HOA here? Because obviously if you hate HOAs...
Look elsewhere for sure.
Yeah.
That's just, realistically speaking, you're just going to have HOAs, especially if it's guard gated. I mean, for sure it's going to have HOAs. I mean, Irvine in general, there's only very select pockets that don't have it. So if that's something you're looking for and you want to find that unicorn in Irvine, reach out to us so we can obviously, point you in that direction. But in general, like, you're looking at mostly, again, HOAs, and they're not ridiculous. They're in the vicinity of, $300 to $400 a month at the time of this recording. Watch it, obviously gets posted, and they did some special assessments, like $5,000 a month. But yeah, again, $300 to $400, so nothing ridiculous. Now, I will say that this neighborhood in general has Mello-Roos, and you may ask, okay, well, what's that? And so what Mello-Roos is that it's a tax layer. So anything that's newly built is potentially subjected to higher, this elevated level of property taxes, and that's to fund new infrastructure, new roads, new schools, like fire departments, that kind of stuff. So what you're looking at when you're talking about that kind of stuff is you're looking at, again, a property tax rate that can be rather significant. It could add, an extra 1,000, maybe 2 to your property taxes that you already are paying for. So if you're kind of, again, and that's why we, when we would have this conversation, and let's say we were zeroing on a property, we would go over, okay, this is what this property's HOA dues are, its property taxes inclusive of Mello-Roos, and obviously, what the payment would be, depending on what lender you go with, or if you're buying it for cash, obviously. We have people reaching out that are kind of all across the spectrum.
Yeah. And then if you're unfamiliar with the Great Park itself, so we like to joke on this channel that the Great Park isn't that great, because it really isn't. The way that it was sold, it's interesting because the Great Park neighborhood is awesome. Like, so the neighborhood itself around the Great Park is fantastic. Like, I love these neighborhoods, including Altair here in Irvine.
Oh, this is the terrace right here. I'm just driving by.
So sorry, Sean interrupted me.
I'm like, squirrel.
Yeah, I don't even know what he was talking about.
She blames me.
Yes, I do. But anyways, regardless, so the Great Park, the way it was sold, so the park itself, the way it was sold to voters is it's going to be, this is going to be like the Central Park in New York City. People are going to come from all over the world, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be this great tourist attraction, blah, blah, blah. It's nice, like, from a local perspective, if we lived in here, I would be going there all the time to run our kids around. You can't see our son, but we love the Great Park just as a local, but, nobody in their right mind would ever come to Orange County to visit the Great Park, so.
Well, and I will say that, I guess, compared to the alternative for this specific area, the alternative was it being actual, like, international airport. So I think they had to do a hard sell.
Yeah.
Just to avert this, like, this used to be a Marine Air Base. It was decommissioned in the 90s, and there, and everyone was wondering, okay, what are we going to do with this? We have this land that's already made, built for an air base. So obviously an airport seemed like a natural thing to transition into, because Orange County doesn't really, we have John Wayne Airport, but it's more of a regional airport. It does a little bit of international travel to Canada and Mexico, but not a ton, otherwise. So, I mean, it actually does a great job for the size of it. It's a fantastic airport. However, it's certainly not like a robust international airport like LAX or anything like that. So the idea was people were like really excited to turn this into an international airport. However, the locals in the area went, wait, we don't want that. We want, although the buffer zone was already made for it. So it's kind of annoying from that perspective that it was already done for it. But at the same time, it worked out, like, where obviously they decommissioned it, they totally tore it down, they did all the decontamination, all that stuff, and they built this park along with all this development that kind of surrounded it.
So obviously here, Irvine itself tends to be way higher than the median price for Orange County, close to double. Irvine is not cheap, and then in here is even more expensive. Like,
yes,
you're spending a good chunk of change to get in here. Do you want to talk about prices, or?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, I always hesitate to bring up prices because that kind of can change depending on when the video is viewed or whatever. However, like, as far as to give you an idea, as far as in relation to Irvine itself, you're looking at a good 50% to doubling of the price of Irvine general prices, right? So you're definitely on the more expensive side. But what you get with that is, again, a lot of these are nice large houses, newer houses, and they're also not vertical. And actually the land, size ranges anywhere from like something rather small, like about 4,000 square feet to about 13,000 square feet. So the land size can vary pretty dramatically. But what's nice is that a lot of new construction that's taking place is very like vertical, where you park on the first floor, your living area is the second floor, and then the third floor is like the sleeping area, right? So a lot of people just don't like dealing with that many stairs, especially because newer construction has the higher ceilings. So you're dealing with steeper, long, more flights of stairs anyway. So with this, that's more like your traditional 2-story home, albeit a nice larger one.
Yeah, and then this particular part of Irvine is zoned for Portola High School. You may be interested in Irvine because you are interested in the Irvine Unified School District. Definitely famous, very famous for its high ranking in many different sites. That's kind of what Irvine is famous for, is the Irvine Unified School District. Obviously, if you watch other videos of ours, there's definitely pros and cons to that. It's very highly competitive, but people tend to really like that. So,
well, they move here for that reason. They really want to their kids to be challenged and push them. That makes sense. I can see why someone would want to do that. I believe Portola High School is the high school for this area, and it's a pretty new high school at that.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, sorry. I was driving.
You can get a little window into our relationship, Sean. Never listening to me. I'm sure anyone who has a husband can relate. And then the elementary school is Solis Park School, which is quite new. I don't know. I don't know exactly how new it is. It maybe like I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But it's very new school. Obviously, this area is very new, so that would make sense, right? And Portola High School is pretty new as well.
Okay, and if you want like the kind of like the main hub of like all the activities and amenities, the club is kind of where you'd be going to.
So now we just parked in the club, which has a nice little pool. It's got tennis courts, a clubhouse. So like we were saying before, I know Sean had mentioned earlier that one of the things that people really like about Irvine is the amenities. So this is case in point. Here are the amenities right here.
Yes, and also, as far as like the club, this is one of a few different pockets within Altair itself. But yeah, this is got a nice feature to have, that's for sure.
And when Sean says pockets, he's meaning like pockets of different amenities. So yeah, that's just. And just to let you know, just because it is like on the pricier side, like Irvine's pricey itself, but this is on the pricier side. Sometimes when you're getting into like these kind of prices, like just me personally, I'm like, well, if you're going to be paying this much, why not go to Newport, just because the weather is just that much better. That's just something to consider. Sean likes to always consider everything. Well, what is the Newport? Like, what is the comparable in Newport? So.
Well, I will say, even at the price point that these are, to find anything close to equivalent would be so much more expensive. And again, especially if you're looking for something newer, I guess that's the thing. Like Newport really does not have much of that. You have some minor things, but not a ton of it. And actually, I don't think when you're bringing up Newport, people think about views. And some of these homes in Altair do have views as well. So it really kind of varies depending on where the lot is for the home and where it's situated. But you can have homes, like if a view is important for you, let us know, and obviously we could put you those directions too.
Yeah, I was just meaning, obviously I wasn't saying that you could get a similar home in Newport in terms of size and like how new it was. I was just meaning like you can get a nice home for this price in Newport, obviously much smaller, much older, but then the weather is that much better. It's just something to consider. Obviously, Irvine and Newport are both very highly desirable cities, so if you are thinking about moving out here to Irvine or just anywhere in Orange County, that's just something to consider, because the weather out here is really nice, best in the world, but it does get hotter in Irvine. You're going to be having the air conditioning cranking big time in the summer, I guarantee you that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of one of those things that it's all about trade-offs, right? And that's why we're not beholden to one specific community, one specific city, honestly, even. We're very Orange County focused, of course, but kind of giving you a broad lay of the land. When we have that conversation, that's where I can kind of go, okay, what is it? What are the attributes you're looking for? What are your hobbies? What are you interested in? Where is your work? If you're not working remotely, like what are all these factors that come into play? And then from that, just based off of our experience here, I can kind of go, okay, based off of what you're telling me, here are a few suggestions that I have as far as areas are concerned. So it's not just Altair. Again, Altair might be the perfect fit for you, but if it's not Altair, okay, what are some other options, right? And that's where, again, like you said, bringing up in Newport, just because, hey, maybe some people don't need 5,000 square feet. Maybe they'll be fine with just 3,000 square feet. I know it's going to be tough, but like some people, may not need all that, right? So I know we all make sacrifices, right? So that's at the end of the day, we just want to help us help you, right? So that's the thing. Like some people want these super area specialists, going, but are you getting the best benefit out of that? Because especially if you're coming from a different area altogether.
Yeah, if you're from
you don't even know where to start.
Or a different state or even a different country. I mean, and then you're honing in on, let's say you're honing on in this particular neighborhood in Irvine, or even Irvine itself. There's so many other options in Orange County. Not to say that this isn't fantastic. It's honestly fantastic. It's beautiful. They've done a great job of making the homes look different, making it look like organic growth. That's one of the knocks against Irvine. A lot of the older neighborhoods, everything looks the same, a different shade of beige. Definitely not this way at all.
Oh, these are different shades of beige, but
that's true.
There is variation here.
Yeah.
It feels like these are semi-custom builds, that kind of thing. And again, it's great. It's fantastic. It's just that at the same time, there's more out there than just Altair or just Irvine.
Yeah,
and that's
for
why
sure.
we kind of go, okay, well, what else is important for you?
Yeah.
And that's, again, it's really important.
Yeah, and then, it's interesting. Some people, they think they're going to love Irvine, and then they come out here and they actually hate it.
I had someone. They said, I want to be in Irvine, and they actually end up renting for a year, which, and then they go, oh my gosh, I hate Irvine. And they're so now they're in Laguna Niguel. They end up decided to move to Laguna Niguel, and you're going, yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty easygoing guy, so I'm pretty malleable as far as what I want. But some people, Irvine can be rather polarizing. It can be a little bit almost too sterile for some people's needs.
Well, it's funny, Sean's aunt, a lot of his aunts and uncles live in Irvine, and then I remember having a conversation with your aunt. She was saying how she hates Irvine.
She did?
She's like, I hate Irvine. She's like, but everyone's here. We can't leave now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things where, again, the vast majority of people that move to Irvine love it. It's just that at the same time, you won't know until you actually, again, compare. Comparing is such a great way to get a feel for different things. You're going, okay, well, this neighborhood or this city offers these attributes. Irvine offers these, and this Altair within Irvine offers this. Again, it just really helps to make that decision. Again, makes you more comfortable with the whole situation. And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, remember that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us or use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.